Well, as an average figure, I made around $10,000 in profit on 100K. That was 10%, like 9,500. Well, I started my trading journey back in 2016. I started with trading the first Trump selection. It was a dream come true, especially the respect that comes back. The noises going completely silent. So I blew a couple of accounts in the very beginning on and then achieved around $236,000 in payouts on only four 200K accounts. Like I got them all funded one after the other.
But in terms of your strategy, how long did it take you to become profitable?
When I finally adapted to that strategy, that is when things change. Well, the best thing, I am in the dark, but Atmos is a lot more under the good lights of the prop firm industry.
In terms of some advice and value for people out there watching, what's something that you wish that you knew now from when you first started? Hello everybody and welcome to another Atmos Funded payout interview. I am with one of our most successful traders that we've got, Farhan, and he's very kindly decided to join me today to talk about his payouts and talk about his prop firm journey. So Farhan, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, bro?
Yeah, very good. Look, thank you very much for joining us today. We just want to get a little introduction into who you are, really, how long you've been trading. Give us a little introduction about yourself.
Well, I started my trading journey back in 2016. I started with trading the first Trump selection and almost lost around minus 130,000 to different scams and mentors and things and stuff. And afterwards, I gave full time to education, going for the wave analysis, learning it from a graduate of Elliott Wave International, if you know about that. It's in Europe. So then we added some complex corrective structures to that. So from that point onwards, I took around 18 months adapting to that strategy. And in those times, the prop firm industry came into being like very prominent, with the rules being very lenient and everything. So I blew a couple of accounts in the very beginning and then achieved around $236,000 in payouts on only four 200K accounts. Like I got them all funded one after the other, and I achieved 74,000 on one account, 54, 58 on another, 48 on another, things as stuff. But also got scammed in terms of payouts around 120K and received 35,000. Overall, the ROI was very good considering it as a businessman, but as a trader, the experience was, of course, pathetic. Then I came back into the legit prop firms, influenced and promoted by different influencers rather than being genuine traders. So over there, I got accounts funded. I won't name the prop firms because I'm also looking forward to having them at front someday as well, Yeah,
Definitely,
so
amazing.
in good books, they're in good books. They aren't responsible for the prop firms. Everybody is trying to earn their bread and butter, So let's not blame anyone on that. So
True.
So afterwards, this year now, around from January to March, April, you can say, I got really frustrated with being used to taking 50 lots and 40 lots, and I even went to 80 lots in Euro USD, making 27,000 on some prop firm. But the aggressiveness, it really shook my discipline. So I blew a couple of 5 to 7 funded accounts. That costed me around $2,500. So then I took a challenge that let's get back on track. Let's not be like I had that aha moment. There is no aha moment like Umar Ashraf says and the other good traders. There is no such thing as you've cracked the code, you've broke the metrics. Every day you are going to come in front of the market feeling like you don't know anything, and I'm going to start from the scratch. It's a new equation which I need to solve. So adapting to that, I took it really slow, and I haven't named anyone in bad books, but I'd really love to name Trader Scale. They scammed me for $8,000 without any genuine reason. It was a total scam. But I didn't let my faith, my discipline shake this time. I stick to my strategy. Your prop firm, Atmos Funded. It came in front of me. I knew about Torex about 3 years ago, since 3 years, like about the broker. But then a very good friend of mine, he's a very renowned trader as well, Sajid Ahmed. You'd know about him as well. He
Yeah.
introduced your broker to me, and I really trust him in terms of trading, in terms of being a legit businessman,
Yeah.
an authentic human being. So he told me about the Atmos, and I bought two instant funding accounts of 100K and one 200K challenge phase accounts. So, and in my very first go, adapting to my strategy, I got a little slipped on a point where I thought that the consistency rule was based on a maximum profit per trade. But then when I saw on my dashboard there was a highest watermark mentioned profit per day. So I understood, oh, all right. I was making $1,000 expecting a $5,000 payout, but then the highest watermark was $2,000 per day. But
Yeah.
I took that as an opportunity that now let's take it to 10K, because it's like turning pennies into diamonds, and we
Yeah.
will see how much the prop firm regards the payout. And when I got there, following the consistency, I didn't go for more than a percent of risk on any trade, and simply grew it slowly and steadily. And I reached the payout very smoothly, received it within 2 hours of placing the request, and everything was very smooth. It was really smooth. I enjoyed it, and I'm considering and expecting that this is going to be the next of etc. prop firms in the prop firm industry as the king.
Nice one.
It's
No,
car, yeah.
brilliant, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like in like the start of your journey. Then it seems to me that you had a lot of issues with um, scams, non-regulated entities, that sort of thing. Did you find that that was more of a challenge to you than it was like your actual profitability as a trader? Like in terms of like your strategy when you first started trading, I imagine you may not have found instant success with your strategy and the way you traded because you seem more focused, and that's fine on like the regulatory side of things. But in terms of your strategy, how long did it take you to become profitable?
Well, in terms of strategy, to be very honest, I will be very honest in terms of the very first thing, which is the basic foundation. That in the third world countries, as you know, I'm from Pakistan. And in Pakistan, or even when we talk about since 2016 till 2019 and 20, until the COVID hit it in, there wasn't a lot of legitimacy in the world of trading on social platforms like YouTube and things and here and there. And on our side, there was a very little exposure to whom we could look up to in order to consider. Like there were people who even charged me $500 just to teach me trend line, just to teach me a moving average. So it was that era and that type of exposure here. So, and another thing, I was a student 10 years ago, so we were looking for getting quick, rich
Money,
scam
yeah, quick money.
schemes, yeah. So that really took us time, all of that all together. But then when I actually found this guy, I always had this attachment towards sophistication in education. There should be something which should be very logical, rational, and should have some uh, international standards based economic knowledge. So in that I found a guy or two, and I had this lenient this attachment towards Elliott wave concept. So when I found the right guy to teach me that, and he was like a graduate from this university, so and I had to try to very much unlearn what I had learned
Yeah.
from here and there. It took me a lot of time. Even I used to tell him, "You don't know how to trade." So and he was very patient. He was be like, "You'll understand. It will take time. No problem." So after blowing another $20,000 in those 18 months from 2020 till 2021, when I finally adapted to that strategy, that is when things changed. Adapting to that strategy for a guy like me or anyone who has been like still in the journey of finding the right strategy, it takes a lot of time for him to unlearn and understand that yes, there is no wrong strategy. Just you have to understand one, stick to that, and polish it with the passage of
Yeah.
time. So, like in after having that scam rejected payouts from HFT based prop firms, I got really aggressive, and I was like, I even reached a point when I was like, again, after making six figures in profits, and my own strategy is bullshit, you know? And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
let's find something. Yeah, I was going for ICT, SMC, and fundamentals, and then volumes, and then here and there.
Just get
But the
lost.
moment, yeah, like trust me, man, in last 3 months, all I did, I simply told myself, cut off everything just for once and focus on what made you money in the first place. And
Yeah.
when I stick to that, well, Atmos is the example of providing the payout as a result of those things.
And what did you receive from Atmos in terms of the payout?
Well, as an average figure, I made around $10,000 in profit on 100K. That was 10%,
Nice.
almost like 9,500. And to be exact, it was around 9,400 something. I received around 7,500 something. I don't know, the exact figures, but it was around 75,
Yeah, I think I
76,
saw your certificate. I'm
80%.
sure that the guys will put it on the video so that the audience can see. But for you, I mean,
Yeah.
like this is you're quite early on in your Atmos journey, and obviously you're enjoying it so
This
far.
was my
And your
first account.
total, sorry,
This was my first account.
your first one. That's what I mean. So it's early in the
Yeah.
journey. Overall, in other prop firms in total now, you've received
Mm.
what? Say, did you say two?
Around 368,000 plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
honestly, like I've been doing this job for a fairly long time now, and to
Uh-huh.
meet someone like as consistent and like actually has a success story, it's very rare. So I'm
Thank
interested to
you.
know how you got to that without revealing all your secrets, but whatever you can reveal to us would be amazing in terms of like your strategy, maybe in a few minutes time. Just quickly then, what have you found? Have you ever been a trader who just trades with a brokerage in terms of investing your personal capital? And how does that compare to prop for you? Like, is it just like your prop all the way, and why?
Okay. Well, after losing as I've told you, after losing $130,000, in which $110,000 was the capital, which I lost through different account managers in Xness, in Hot Forex, and Exem and things as such, in different brokers. So after that, when the prop firm industry started booming in, and I saw the potential in that. To be very honest, on a consistent note, it's been 3 years that I've only went to the brokerage trading for flipping accounts. Like 8 months ago, I invested $400 in some broker. I don't know if they'd like me to name them. It's so sensitive on this social media and YouTube
Yeah,
thingy.
a little bit.
Yeah, so I flipped that money into $3,000, and I just got that out and went again into prop firms.
I see.
So my full focus is on the prop firm industry,
Yeah,
the prop firms. Because you
and
invest pennies, and if you have the skill, you can just make a lot.
for sure, that's true. And then tell me then, just as like on a personal level, like in terms of your life, because you have made a considerable amount of money, like more than anyone that I've probably interviewed before. How does your life look different now compared to before when you was
Ah,
funded?
it was like, what can I tell you? Coming down from a roller coaster ride right in front of some beautiful beach, having your dreams, whatever you imagined, coming in
Yeah,
front of you. I just don't want to be, I don't know what's the right word for that or the phrase in English, but like, uh, telling good things about yourself over and over again.
yeah,
I'm not into that now. But like it was a dream come true, especially the respect, the comeback,
yeah,
the noises going completely silent, only the eyes going wide. How did he do it?
yeah.
Because I won't really mind sharing that I've also served in Pakistan Army, and afterwards I've also went for the bureaucracy exams as well, and like I've been through multiple professions. I've also served as financial advisor in Royal Pure Gold at Russia and Dubai. I've worked as a fundamental analyst for ACY Securities in Sydney. So I've had a lot of exposure, and even I've worked at the back end of the broker, which I've told you, the Royal Pure Gold. and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mentored and trained their employees and their clients and stuff. But to be very precise in terms of making money, because I had, Alhamdulillah, like all praise to the Almighty, I had a very good education and I had a very clean grab over interpreting and decoding and reading in between the lines when it comes to news fundamentals. I
Yeah.
still have that history back from 2017 when I analyzed 46 economic events in 2 months, and 38 out of them, along with how I portrayed the projection, came out to be true. So I
Yeah.
totally focused on fundamentals. That fundamentals really got me some very good white collar jobs and exposure further into the trading industry. But when it comes to proper trading money, like making money as a trader, that was from the prop firm industry. So it's an amalgamation of a lot of things, like all of that journey, failing, or leaving, I would say, hopping from one to the other. It all makes sense down the road.
Yeah, sure. No, that's good. That's good advice for anyone who's just starting out as well. Okay then. Amazing stuff. Seriously amazing. What about then if there's any way you could share your screen with us and we could get a little
No.
insight into some of your trading decisions. That can be past trades, that can be a little bit of insight into your strategy, whatever you feel comfortable doing, would be great.
Sure, you tell me you want to see the Atmos funded accounts or do you want to see any other platform? I am fine with anyone because
We no,
at
we
the
know.
moment
If
all are going good.
may, show us your Atmos funded
Yeah,
dashboard,
sure.
and then
I'll
if
show
you
you the
want,
one which is about to reach for a payout, and even the people can know if it is going to be blown or if it's going to reach the payout. That can become a live journey for everyone. I like the
sure,
challenge.
now nice one. That would be interesting. And then as well, if you want, give us a little insight into your entry criteria, like for your strategy in the way that you trade.
Sure. Okay, so can you see my screen?
I can indeed. I can see your trading view screen. Is that no, your
Okay.
MetaTrader screen?
Yeah, so ignore these moving averages. I like this 100 is, I don't know. They are by default over here.
Default, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I do use moving averages, but not in a way like it's part of the entire strategy. It's
That
just
makes sense.
one of the minor confluences, not even the major ones. So, just for anyone who wants to know about it, 200 is for like the higher degree trend, the 150 are used for intraday and intra-session based pullbacks and reversal, or they act as a pivot to that very market. And actually what they call price action in itself is not some one individual thing. It's in itself is a combination of multiple elements of trading aligning more at a singular point, as in your point of interest. For example, 200 moving averages also pointing at this price. We have an order block as well, and it will be at some premium zone, and etc. So the price action is like that. Over here the market has a little bit of opportunity of going for a pullback. Just
Okay.
it's a little bit off topic with insight on how even the indicators can be used. See, all
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
Now
yeah, yeah.
coming to
Makes
my
sense.
sorry.
I said that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Now coming to my major strategy, it's actually the just a moment, charger. When it comes to the about the major picture of the strategy, it is actually the name I've given it is trading nexus. But the main core element is Elliott wave analysis, as there are, even you would know, there are rarely people who trade this thing. But
It's quite rare. Mm.
what I believe is that nothing can give you more clarity in terms of trends, like what a trend is, where the market trend in that very degree of time frame is the market is projecting towards. So the first core element is Elliott wave analysis, as you know, the one, two, three, four, five, and stuff.
Yeah.
And second, what people miss, the people who fail to apply this Elliott wave analysis in its original essence, is the corrective structures. For example, when it comes to the Elliott wave analysis, and I was talking about the structures, What people think is that the market travels in corrective structures in like three waves. Yeah,
Yep.
in like three waves. When you go into deeper breakdown of these corrective structures, that every single wave in itself is made out of 3 to 5 different waves, right? Do you understand?
I understand. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
So it's
because
like
like
within that one wave, there's 3 to 5 within that one bit there.
yeah, like for example, the market is never clean. For example, people teach you this market comes down like this and then it goes up
And then it
like
go,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's never clean like this. It's so choppy. There are so many things. Like the very first rule of Elliott wave analysis is that the third wave should not be the shortest wave. Second is the second wave should not break the low of the first wave, right? After you understand this, people start applying this simply. What you need to understand that this 2, this 3 is in it, this 4, sorry, this 2 and 4 in itself is made out of 3 to 5 corrective waves. And those corrective waves, every corrective wave of that thing in itself is made out of 3 to 5 waves. Like in daily, as you can see, that this impulse which came down over here is a single wave, but when you come down to lower degrees over here, it's like it has a lot of
Stuff
corrections in
inside it.
between,
Yeah.
you see. So
Yep.
we have advanced corrective structures and simple corrective structures. I would have even shown you that over here, but those are like kind of okay, I'll show you here. For example, we have a trend at this point. Yeah,
Yep.
get started from this place. This
Starting
is
here.
one. All right, now this entire thing, people from SMC or ICT, they would be like, okay, it had a break over here. Now it's gonna go up and up and up. What we believe is that the higher the impulse, the larger the impulse, the size of the correction is directly relevant to that impulsive wave. So from this point till this very point, this is entirely a correction. And what do we call it? This is called a running flat correction. You won't find a lot of this stuff on YouTube. Everything is present, but I don't know why these things are not over there. So this is a running flat correction. This is one of the highest probability trade which a swing trader or a wave trader can opt for. This correction, when completed, this denotes that not only an impulse is coming, but it denotes based on the previous entire bullish trend. As you can see over here, the trend is bullish since the very beginning, but I don't
Yep.
want to go back and back, it will confuse the things. But over here, based on the 50% or the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement zone, let me I actually do my analysis on trading view, so I haven't really made the settings of these things. When we are talking about this Atmos funded account, I had an SL hit in the morning, and since then I haven't placed a trade on this. As you can see, I don't go for more than a percent on any of my
I
setup.
can see
I
that.
don't
Yeah.
even
Yep.
go more than 2% a day, because I know after 2% I go into my typical form of barbarian, so it's better to leave it.
I think we all do. I think I have
Yeah,
that rule. I do like I give myself 2 bullets, 1%, 1%. If that goes, then I'm out.
yeah, because like every person before entering any field should the first point should be of analyzing and knowing your first truer self. Are you ready for it? Are you built for this? If you are not, what things should be changed? What things should be controlled? What things are you not capable of fighting? So just let that fight go. Don't fight it
Yeah.
if you're not capable of winning. So all of these things restrict you from a lot of bad mistakes. So as you can see that when I started with this Atmos, as usual, I had these, these minor setbacks, as you can see.
Very
All
normal.
of,
Very normal.
yeah. I am very fixed with my approach. The reds, this denotes one day, for example. I'm just speaking, okay, the other day is from 15. Yeah. And on the same day, I made a couple of bucks, but like it's all very much calculated because I know it is an instant funding account and I cannot take it like a two-phase challenge where I can put 3% or 2.5% of drawdown directly on a singular trade. So I go very calculated on these instant or once I reach the funded phase. This is how it should be taken.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
it's mainly so you trade you trade the major dollar pairs, a bit of gold.
Yeah, I
Um,
am mostly trade Euro USD. That's my major pair. And Euro USD, I trade with GBP USD and DXY. In GU and EU, I find SMT divergence on higher degrees. That yes, this is the point of reversal. Demand is there, all of the price action elements are there. Now look for an impulse of the Elliott wave, which is wave 1. And after that, wait for the corrective structure, the advanced corrective structures, which is the main core element of our strategy. After, like the ICTs, SMC, SMT, Wyckoff, Doe theories, these are very obvious. These are gonna be applied one way or the other. Just the names are changed. The people have. I can even name this demand zone as boom boom zone, and this supply zone as uh, don't mess with this zone.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same
So
thing, right?
yeah, things as such. And you know that Michael Huddleston is not the guy who brought ICT.
No, I know
And
that. Yeah,
yeah, so all of these things are just based on the names. You just figure out what name are you satisfied with.
yeah,
Don't complicate it. Yeah. So after aligning these, okay, there is a higher high based on SMC, sorry, Wyckoff, and then there is a ICT based pullback into the order block and FVG, and then there is SMT divergence in the directly related pairs. Okay, now it's time for my strategy. That is, let me get an impulse here. So when I get an impulse, then the second major element of the strategy, that is the structure, as I've told you. When I have the structure, then confirmation in shape of the final blow. That is even, as you can see at this point, even at this very point, I will be finding SMT divergence between EU and GU. That did GU break this low or not? Or how far did in structure form, in structure shape, did it go lower or higher in comparison to its directly correlated pair? And the second is the momentum shift. Some bullish candle, some bullish momentum, some aggressive reversal straight back into that zone from where we got an opposite momentum for a very shorter period. Because when the moment the market reverses after a very aggressive pullback or whatever the movement is, it means that the market was faking out. It's going in
yeah,
another direction. Are you getting
yeah,
my point, Connor?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, it's just fascinating
Yeah,
because
something.
I speak to a
Sorry.
lot of people who are, there's a cult behind SMC and
Mm.
ICT, and I've got nothing against it because I use those concepts as well. But they are just concepts within a million other ways to trade. But it's developed this cult following, and then you come on with the way that you trade, which is not that way and is this way,
Mm.
and it's just as successful, if not more successful, than what I've seen from some SMC traders. So it just goes to show, as you say, it's not all about like the holy grail strategy itself.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's actually not about even having who's having a better strategy. I even say if you are not friends directly with Trump, no matter what you are trading is always going to be 50-50. So even when it comes to my strategy, I'm also like it's like 50-50. People are like boosting, I have 80% consistency score on here and I'm having blues every entire month. Then I don't even question them because I know it's a waste of time. But the very obvious question which comes into my mind: okay, what has been your actual ROI the entire year or since you've been trading until this
yes,
very time? So
yeah,
that then the people are, oh, he's a criticizer and he's a critique. So leave
no,
that thing.
yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, so what I say is if you're a good trader, it only means you are good at understanding and delivering that very common basic thing which every trader should be following. because you're not an institute. All of
Yeah.
these things have just some names, and these names, yeah, the people, what they mistake make is that some people even uh, create a totally opposite strategy. Now, these are the bloody scammers. So
Yeah.
completely opposite. That okay, if it came here, then it means something else. Going totally against the institutional norms of defined definitions of supply and demand, volume, momentum, and stuff as such.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so now these are scammers. And nowadays there is so much content on YouTube that you cannot simply shortlist who is delivering the right thing. All of these are correct. The problem is who is teaching it in its right essence, yeah,
Mm.
and who is
Mm.
simplifying it. So this is what creates the difference between being a better trader, not your strategy being something very much an algorithmic state and you're using algebra and integration and derivation. No, that's like wastage of time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
Yeah, the
fully.
simplest it is, the better it gets.
Do you have a do you have like a textbook example maybe recently, like whether like on TradingView, of a trade that you took that followed like all your rules, like a
Yeah,
textbook?
even at the moment, but I'll definitely show you. I don't even know where that trade is as I've left it running, and as I was going through the screens, I felt like that the market has reversed on me over there. So I'm gonna check on that as well.
Have a
So
look.
let me share the screen. Okie dokie. So you can see my screen, right, on TradingView?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Okay. Let it load. Yeah, it has reversed a bit. So over here you can see that, just a moment, yeah, this previous low from where this high was made. Okay, let me start from the very beginning. At the moment, the entire trend is bullish, yeah? Understood? Very clear.
Clearly can see that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, over here, what I have labeled, to my understanding, this is not one because the second wave came down and broke the low of previous wave,
Second
right?
wave can't break the first low.
Yeah, it can't even
See?
replace 100%. It can come down to 99.99%, but not 100%. This is the rule. Yeah?
Yep,
Understood?
get it?
Okay, now over here, this is like wave one. This is wave two. I don't know what problem went into my trading
Yeah,
view.
TradingView is playing up at the moment. It's doing the same
Yeah,
thing to me.
okay, I thought it was like some curse on mine only. Okay, now this is my projection on Euro USD. Okay, where did the 5 went? Yeah, over there.
There it is.
Take it
Yeah.
as high as you want. When the Swiss banks have said it's going for 1.2 and it's going for 1.21.
I said 1.2 in the stream earlier today.
Yeah. So it's matter of just that one impulse. So at the moment, you see with me, this is the correction. Now let me use the brush. This is called expanding flat. Okay. The first wave, it's on a lower degree. As you can see, this is the first corrective wave, A. It's called A. Okay, it's pulling. Just understand kindly.
Yep.
It's B. And this is C. Okay. And this with me was the first impulse. Why am I calling it the first impulse? Going to go as we move forward towards finding my current entry, you will understand the same concept had been applied at this point, keeping the previous market data in regards. All right.
Yep.
So this is after the correction of this structure, and you can see we have only two types of waves. First is impulsive, and second is corrective. Whenever the market is moving in corrective manner, understand that something in the opposite direction or in that very direction is about to happen. So for that purpose, you need to be very clear with your higher degree, what do they call it? Biasness. BS or biasness?
Biasness. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that biasness should be very clear in your mind, right?
So
So,
essentially, just quickly, do you know when
yeah,
you drew that impulsive phase, that straight line, that
yeah,
means that you're then looking, essentially, you're going to be looking for trend continuation higher. But
yeah, wave three.
if you saw squiggly line, if you saw corrective phase, which was like, like how it looks, you then think that it's going to be reversal.
Yes, whenever the like look from here we had the impulse. Yes, Market came and it created an impulse. And even at this point over here, there is an SMT divergence between GU and EU, right? From here when the market went to the upside. So these things that also there has been liquidity hunt. See, inducement. Then this point had also been induced. I don't know, it was some very prominent session as we trade, the Asian, the London, the New York. Yeah, about that. I only trade in the very first 2 to 3 hours of New York and London session.
Okay.
Mostly, yeah, because that is where the impulse, if I'm expecting this move, this much is going to happen within, like, this is for my appetite enough. And this is going to happen during the news acting as a catalyst or something else afterwards within these 3 hours of the London and European zone. And for Asian session I use for the short term movement, the scalp moves. They are very good scalps. They are minor inducements, and then the market moves forward. Okay, I think we are getting lost somewhere. I'll come back to our analysis or at this phase.
Yeah, go on then. Yeah.
So over here we had this first wave to the downside, which was A, this was B, this is C. And this entire is the market moving in correction. If it is in correction, then it means the market has still yet to come up with the impulsive wave 3. We never trade wave 1 because it's like what do they call it? Never try catching the lows and the highs and trying to show off, that I
Yeah.
caught the lows and something.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't
like
happen.
that in wave theory, we say wait for the first wave to happen. And so we can witness that if that wave is wave 1 or if it's part of the previous correction.
Wave.
You
Yeah,
see,
yeah, yeah.
this is entire, one can say this entire is correction. Yes, of course, this is moving in a corrective manner, but the things which happened previously, that is inducement, sharp upside reversal, and previous trend being very
Brilliant.
prominently bullish. Yeah.
So
So
then you
as
get,
yeah, sorry,
yeah,
please.
sorry. No, no, no. I
Please.
was going to say no. That makes complete sense, and it's just really
Yeah.
fascinating.
And
So
as
then you
I
get.
move, please, sorry.
I was just saying no, it's fine, it's fine. I was going to say then you get wave three. You get that impulsive move, right?
Yeah,
Impulsive
wave
wave.
3 is what we catch, or wave 5 is what we catch. Yeah,
Ah,
and in Elliott wave, this is not where it ends. We cannot even call it wave 5 until there is a break of trend line. Even at the moment, people be like, oh, this got broken, it's a sell. This low, which created the previous high, got broken, it's a sell. This low got broken, it's a sell. But what am I looking at? I am looking at a complete corrective structure like this, an expanding flat correction.
wow.
Sorry, bro. This
No,
magnetic
it's fine. No,
thing is,
it's clear.
yeah. So this is an entire expanding flat. When am I gonna go bearish on this? When some impulsive move is gonna come and break like this. Only then I'm gonna be like bearish. Because when you study corrective structures, I even have a file of it, but with that I'm not actually comfortable showing here because that is something I mentor my students with, the secret sauce or something. But I
Sure,
will
sure, sure.
but I will show you over here just like something, a few structures. This is, for example, wave 1, right? After this is one form of correction. This is called regular flat. The second, for example, this is another wave 1. This is called expanding flat. Then this is, for example, wave 1. Now this is running flat. This is what we are talking about in bullish trend. Okay, then we have the tricky one which we don't trade at all because it's not clear. It's called contracting flat, like this. Yeah,
Yep.
so these are the basic ones. Then we have names for these things. These are called complex triangle corrective structures, which are like A, B, C, D, E. They are like almost 14 structures. So until and unless the market doesn't show clear prominent momentum and a clear break below some low which has actually created some meaningful high, not just some any high, Until then, I'm in that very trend.
Nice.
Do you understand
So
until here?
I do. What I don't
Okay,
understand now
please.
is when you get the wave three, which is one of the waves you can catch, you don't catch that, but then you get the next corrective phase down, which is four, and then you try and catch 4 to 5.
Yeah, we do catch three. We catch three and five and onwards. We don't catch
So what?
wave one. Sorry.
So how, like in terms of like how you would know where to enter to catch that wave? What would
Based
you
on
use?
the formation of corrective structures, which we know number one. Number two, we know where those corrective structures can complete its formation. And how do we know that? Basic application of Fibonacci retracement level, the golden ratio. Nikola Tesla was not bullshitting, brother. Trust him.
Yeah,
Yeah, the fractal nature of everything. The same 50%, 1.8%, and 78.6%. At these levels, I have marked my meaningful OBs, FVGs, whatever you call it. Even if they are not there, 50%, 61.8%, and 78.6% are those levels at which I am looking for bullish momentum, for bulls to come into the market in shape of forming bullish candles, high volume, and then a little bit, which is now then some people would find it complicated. This we are watching at H1. All right. What do we call this? We call this intraday degree of trend. All right. When we come into M15, it is known as the minor degree of trend. The same wave concept is applied on the lowest degrees. The same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you
yeah,
understand?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
now, even you can see, of just understanding these few basic points, you can see that at this place, the same 1, 2, 3 and running flat has been formed. And when I come to M15, it is going to be very visible. The same, as they say, when on the lower time frame, when this happens, look for on the higher degree, when a breakout happens, look for the same breakout and structures on on lower degrees.
Lower. Yeah.
Yeah, so as you can see, we have an impulse from this place. Sorry, at this place we were. Over here, it has made contracting flat, the tricky one. And when it was making this contracting flat and this corrective language, I was very sure that a break above this point is coming very soon. So even if there wasn't any break, as a wave trader, I know I am supposed to put my SL below the swing low.
Brilliant. Amazing.
After
That's
this
so cool.
podcast, we are gonna sue trading you together, bro.
I love it. I actually love it because it's not it's something I'm aware of, something I've seen before, but not in
Okay.
that much detail.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a
You
big
must have given
fundamentalist.
time to another strategy, so about that I might not know that much.
It's
So
yeah,
that
and
is
as you
how it
said, this
works.
is
You need to stick to that one thing until it works out, if you know it's the right thing. So,
okay.
and now coming to the current entry, what do we have? Now see, I am focusing on what? On my wave 5 to capture wave 5. For wave 5, I'm supposed like from where wave 5 can initiate or where wave 4 can end. I am going to place my Fibonacci retracement lever over here. Okay?
Yep. Low to high.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that
And
reaction.
yeah, now as you can see, I had the reaction on 61.8. Yeah. And the last place is 78.6. But to be very honest, I might not trade if it comes down to 78.6, only if it reverses aggressively. Because if it comes down to 78.6 and it stays here, then the wave 5 has ended at this place over here, which the for now when I go into the detail of that how did correction end over here then? Well, on M15 we have this thing. This is the chance which you need to take. This
Yeah, there's no
this
100%, is there? There's
expanding,
always risk.
yeah, the expanding flat. So this can be wave 5. Yeah, this can be wave 5, which
But you're
would,
willing to take the risk on it not being
yeah,
because
not very big risk, but
mm,
let me apply another indicator which we use, that is awesome oscillator, in order to find divergence. You know, people use divergence on the very relevant, very single market. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they use is between high and high, between one high and another high. We use divergence only between wave 3 and 5. Yeah, so you
Ah,
see, now there is
is
a
there bearish
very,
divergence?
yeah, there
There
is a
is,
very
yeah.
clear divergence. Bro, I like talking to you about this strategy. You are very good picker.
I can see the
Learner,
divergence already.
sorry, observer and whatever, man. You understand my point.
I do, yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
so that so that means that the risk of reversal is higher now because you've
yeah,
got
the
that bearish
reversal is
divergence.
high. The reversal chances are high. So if you want to take a risk, it should be very much in manageable control. You know, it shouldn't exceed what you cannot control or what you are gonna then cry over later on.
Yeah.
So, based on that, but the overall higher degree base, what we are focused on is we have a bias over here,
Yeah.
61.8. Then we have this OB, which broke this high in an aggressive manner. And based on the corrective wave structure, why am I not falling for this correction? Because, as I told you earlier, if you remember, size of the correction. Remember, size of the
Mm.
correction.
Yes, yeah.
So the second corrective structure, the wave 2 corrective structure is not in compatible size of wave 3's or wave 4's correction. You know, it should
Yes.
be almost of the same size. This is
Ah,
very much minute. So based on that, I am saying that we are still in a correction. All right. Now, coming to the obvious case of exploding mangoes, as people talk about the inducement and the SMT divergence. By case of exploding mangoes, I meant what people really don't me understand and confuse so much. That, see, over here the previous low has been broken, right?
yep.
Now look on GU. The previous low has not been broken.
No.
Can you see my GU screen?
Yes, I can, yeah. That hasn't
Okay,
been
I
broken.
thought it was only restricted to Euro USD.
No.
First confirmation after knowing that you are in a bullish trend, a very prominent bullish trend, right? Now, coming to the ICT concepts and SMTs, what I meant was coming to the terminologies and concepts which people usually understand, like they
Yeah.
are not used to this thing. So over here, the market did not break this low. It is still way above this low, right? First, over here, it has broken the low. SMT
Yeah.
divergence very clear between EU and GU. First. Second thing, inducement happened right at the London session, after the London session. First inducement, then up. Second inducement, then up. So there is definitely something here. Something is building at this point. Do you understand?
I do,
But
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so but we are not supposed to confuse ourselves with that something building so much, because we already have a bias. Either it will work out or we are not sitting against the market. Because
Mm.
if it goes bearish, then for the next setup, you need to wait at least for a day or two. Yeah.
For the
So
waves.
yeah, for no, yeah, for the waves, for the correction to form and denote that the market is now going down. Because on higher degree, you can see there is a huge imbalance which still needs to be filled at this place. Do you see
Mm.
this OB?
Yes. See
So
that.
according to the very prominent concepts these days, which people even now like know that it's not some crap, that there are liquidity hunts, and market will definitely come for a liquidity hunt. Yeah.
Mm.
So we have liquidity below all of these levels. You see, with below
Yeah, I
this
do, yeah.
level, below this level, below over here until even we have liquidity below this level, but we are not going to get ourselves scared based on that. that okay, it's coming for it. It will come to those when it starts building that language in order to come to those levels. It will show clear signs.
And
Until
then you
those
can write
signs,
that down.
yeah, sorry.
Like when that, if it is going to, when it does come to those liquidity
Yeah, you
pools,
need to
it will
have
show
clear
the
defined.
evidence.
Yes, you need clear defined path that if this is gonna happen, then the trend is gonna change. Until that, don't get messed up between the noise. Okay?
Yeah.
So what I did was that inducement has happened, liquidity hunt has happened, a correction which I call as expanding flat seems to be formed. Only there is lack of momentum over here, and why is that? I will come to that as well. And we have clear SMT divergence between EU and GU standing at 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. Okay, now why isn't it directly acting at the moment? Very clearly, we have a USD news at 5:30, so market is waiting for that to act as a catalyst. Do you understand? Until
Yes,
the news
DPI.
release, the market has found a very good position. Like observe it from a perspective of chess player. If you play chess, that the
Yes.
market is making it's not making its move. It's setting its trap over here. And although I already have an entry placed over here, but it has its stop loss placed very clearly. So either it's gonna hit it or it's gonna go up. So if it hits it and it's going further lower, so I know what's gonna happen next. The market is gonna go for another inducement and another liquidity hunt.
Probably for the 78, right?
Sorry?
Probably for that 78.6.
Probably for
Yeah.
that
Mm.
78.6%. And at that point, you know that after one and a half hour of the New York news release, the dollar news release, the market shows its real hand.
Yes.
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 So
Yes.
during that news, we will, in the next one and a half hour, we will very much clearly get to know that if the market is going to be going to the upside or has it fed on the stop losses of bears, of bulls or bears or whatsoever, because both of the positions can be placed in this zone.
Yeah, because it's
And
so
after
tight.
that, the market is gonna go up. So when even it's gonna go up, like you'd be saying, then why have you taken a trade? Because it was calculated. So that's trading. You
Yeah,
have to
it's
take
just
the
yeah.
risk. Yeah. So what's gonna clearly happen is if it goes up like this, it will definitely leave an imbalance in between. And in that imbalance, let the market come back. You don't need to, as a beginner, you don't need to understand the corrective structures which I teach or which I, sorry, follow. And if the market sustains above that imbalance and shows a little bit of some
Yeah.
bullish closings on M15 and M5, kill that, kill him,
Yeah.
go for the
Yeah.
kill, finish him. So, this is how I work and this is how I take my setups.
Amazing. Brilliant. Honestly,
Thanks a lot.
superb. I love that.
And sorry
I'm
to
sure
cut
we
it
could.
short. Sorry. Before you conclude something to it, in history, you've seen, there were multiple stop losses hit.
Yes.
Yeah, those stop losses were based on the same concept being applied on the lower degrees. Like in this very one wave three, are two times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on M5 and M1. So I apply the same concept on lower degrees, find a structure, and I go for the trades. So this is higher degree. For beginners, it's more easier to follow good trades, like one trade a week. It is more than enough if you catch a good one based on this. But when you become a pro, you can do the same concept on lower time frames and look for little structures. Like you see over here, there is this running flat, this small running flat.
Mm.
Let me, this,
Yes.
see, this is on M5, a correction, a running flat, and your stop losses can be placed below this thing, and this is the next impulse.
And then you run it higher. Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually,
Wow.
my most of the trades which got me the payout on the Atmos was simply trading on this entire move, almost, I guess. Yeah. this entire move again and again and again.
And would that be on the
Although
hourly for you? Normally, the hourly time frame is
on
what you'd use
hourly
to.
time frame, it's for the higher, what they call the A plus setups. You go for the kill for challenge phases for
Yes.
higher risk to reward, because these trades don't form very soon on higher degrees. Like on H1, just look at how long it has taken, or it is taking at the moment, 4 days and
Yeah.
18
Yeah. Yeah.
hours. Yeah, but on lower time frames, this is like almost 2 hours. This
Yeah.
thing.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So when I see on lower degrees, I take my daily lunch or daily breakfast from the market, and when I don't find anything, I still always have the bigger picture in mind to go for the bigger kill. The what do you call it? The Bosnian massacre.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Boston massacre.
That's it. Yeah. The Boston.
Yeah.
Nice one. Okay. Cool. Yeah. We could talk about it all day, and I'm sure we'll have you on again.
Oh, thank you.
Um, yeah. I mean, that was genuinely one of the most insightful things. I've seen people break down their strategies, but um, yeah, that was pretty mind blowing. To be fair, really good
Thank
work.
you, man.
Um, just to give us an understanding then, and thank you for that, by the way. Seriously, thank you for that insight. You didn't have to do that. But compared to other prop firms that you've tried, what have you found that's been better with Atmos than you've had at others? Because I know you've tried a lot and you're experienced, so you would
Yeah.
know.
Well, the very first thing was, sorry, I think it's Pakistan. Welcome to the third world, brother.
We've got a power cut.
Yeah, just a moment, man.
It's all
Welcome to
right, no
Pakistan.
worries.
The government is gonna sue me for this. Just a moment.
It's your
Okay.
party trick.
Yeah. So,
He's gone.
yeah, it's gone. And it went off hour, this is not some time to go. We
Ah,
plan such things for, the interviews. So,
yes,
well, the best thing, I am in the dark, but Atmos is a lot more under the good lights of the
yes,
prop firm industry. Everything was very smooth. I really loved how the process of the payout is not very that much complex, waiting for a KYC for 2 to 3 days, and then they activate your account, then now they are deducting, and afterwards the payout is going to take another 48 to 72 hours. And then when it comes to instant funding models, like, I'm not going to praise or boast without a reason. When it comes to instant models, no matter how good the prop firm is, it always has reasons to scam those people, because nowadays the prop firms are even asking for, this trader scale. They asked for my Instagram account at the time of payout. And by that, a friend of mine, he was like, why are they asking for that? And I was like, to see how powerful of an influencer you are to either reject your payout or approve that. So they're even asking for Instagram profiles and the little complications. And as I'm a business or a service provider in forex industry, so I go through multiple prop firms to backtest what's worth what, just like I came to Atmos. So in specifically at instant funding models, such smooth processing of payouts, and I'm not boasting. I placed the payout request, and after 2 hours, the money wasn't just there wasn't a verification, there wasn't an email that wait for another 48 to 78 hours of payout getting into your wallet. I got an email which stated in 48 to in 24 to. Oh, welcome back, man.
there we go.
Yeah,
We're back.
I think the government was hearing me live or something.
He's making too
So,
much, just shutting his light off.
yeah, and we're representing on international platform. Of course, they're gonna be, sketchy about it. So, at when I received that email that your payout has been approved, only within 20 minutes of submitting the payout, and within that email it was stated that within 24 to 48 hours you will receive the amount in your wallet. Now I was sitting like this. I have dreams for this money. I need to do this. Am I supposed to wait for another scam or what? And
Yeah,
within 1.5 hour, I got the notification from my
amazing.
wallet, and it was so smooth, and I was so happy that I'm gonna stay loyal to this firm for a long while until they are playing their ball
I appreciate that.
properly. Yeah,
No, that's
it
great.
was really nice, man.
No, really, really good.
And I'm kind of expressive, so please, the viewers shouldn't take this as a boasting. I'm just really expressive.
No, I know, and but what you said, this is not something I've asked you before. You've come on. This is literally, I didn't know what you was going to say like when we had this interview, so it's honest. So I appreciate that. Just to round it off, then I'll ask you one more question, just
Please.
in terms of some advice and value for people out there watching. What's something that you wish that you knew now from when you first started?
One
Something you
right
could tell
guy.
yourself.
Name of one right genuine trader, one right mentor, that one right guy to tell you how to do it the right way.
Amazing.
It
Yeah,
was even you are in the first world, I would say, and even you. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
27.
Oh, okay, we are close. I'm 32. So imagine it's almost a decade in the game for me. So just imagine only even 5 years ago. Yes, the Michael Huddleston's mentorship is there since 2016, 17, 18. But when did the actual winners start coming in the game? When did these names became so audible, you know?
Mm.
So back then, even you yourself can imagine, you don't know until and unless the only opportunity which a first world country guys has, there are institutions. But then they are so expensive, they go up to $22,000 in mentorship and degrees and diplomas, and there are perks to that, but people like us back then couldn't afford that.
Yeah.
But yeah, one right guy, man.
One right guy, no, amazing.
Yeah,
That's, I agree with that. And some of the prices that we see are
yeah.
horrible, to be honest. Look, I just want to say, like, personally, thank you so much for joining today.
Wonder, man.
Amazing
Wonder.
insight into your strategy, amazing payouts that you've got. You don't need any advice from me. You just carry on the way you're going. I'm
Thank you.
sure you'll be fine.
Definitely.
If people want to find you online, we'll drop your links in the
Yeah,
description below.
definitely. Definitely.
And if anyone wants to get started with Atmos today, again, you'll find our website link in the description below. And again, that just leaves me to say thank you very much, Farhan, and I hope that we do this again.
Pleasure is all mine, man. Very soon. Very soon. Definitely.